Come here. Come here. Come
Okay,
here.
Karen, are you on there? Is that you?
Good girl.
Yes, that's me. I'm sorry, I was on mute.
So Karen, tell us about your dog and tell us
There's-
what your dog has won. Now Karen is a
That one-
professional dog trainer and
That one right there is Buzzy. Can you see him? Buzzy,
Yeah.
Buzzy. Come here.
Oh,
Come here.
gosh, look at that dog. That's what a
Stand there,
champion looks
Buzzy.
like, guys.
Stay, Buzzy, stay. That's Buzzy.
Uh-huh.
He's is a blue merle Sheltie.
Uh-huh.
And there's two more running around here somewhere. Misty, come here, Misty. Where are you? Oh, Buzzy. Okay, there's the other two. There's Wish is the black there. See her? And then
Oh,
Misty, come here. Come here. Misty.
That's
Buzzy, quit hogging the camera. Misty is the tricolor right over there. Can you see her?
yes.
Okay, so that's my three. They're all Shelties.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're talking dogs. So that's my three.
What do you compete in? What are your I know you and Shirley compete. What are your
We do agility, obedience, and scent work.
Okay,
So
so at the
they-
end, we're gonna have a Q&A and we're gonna have you guys on here because I know people have trouble with obedience.
My
So-
dogs, the blue merle has championships in agility, and the tri has championships in agility, and the blue merle is titled in scent and obedience, and the tri is in obedience, and the little black is just starting. So she's just a baby.
All right. Shirley, I see you are on here. Trainers are here to help us, okay, at the end. And then
I
we're
don't know that we could call us a professional, but you know.
well,
More professional than we are.
yeah, when you're at the dog shows every weekend, pretty much you're pros and you win. I see you guys your ribbons all the time. Shirley said she's having issues with her system, but she's here. So she's on the chat. So if you guys have oh, thanks, Terry. Hi, Terry. And you guys listen to this. We are going to give away some things too, maybe like for the oldest and the smallest, the biggest. Okay, so we're gonna have a little fun at the end. We're gonna give away some things. Are we ready to start, Nikki?
We're ready, and I already started the recording. Like, I'm totally on my game tonight. Okay, you guys. So just a little housekeeping. At the top right of the screen, there's a view, and you can either do gallery, which if you at the end, I would suggest Q&A, doing gallery and seeing everybody's fur baby, or you can do speaker. I am going to share my screen, so we're going to do some slides. So putting it in speaker view would be helpful. Just so you know, everybody that registered is going to get an email with all of these slides. Okay, so tomorrow morning when you wake up, you'll get all these slides in a PDF. You are more than welcome to take screenshots, but no worries if you don't want to take notes. You will be getting all of this information. So let us begin. Okay. This was so fun to make because you guys, let me just tell you how much I love dogs. Okay. I have had dogs my whole life. Right now I have 3, and I'm going to show you a picture of them, and I'm going to talk about some of the tips and things that I've done. But I am a dog mom, and I talk to my dogs like they are little children. Okay. So I'm really cray about animals and pets and using my essential oils with the kids, the fur babies. But just so you know what we're going to cover, we are going to bust some myths tonight because there is so much controversy and confusion out there about how to use your oils and what oils to use and if oils are dangerous for pets. And let me tell you, like, there are some mom bloggers that have scared the daylights out of some oil mamas because of what they have written in opinion. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 3 ways to use oils: aromatic, topical, and internal with your pets. Our top 10 oils for dogs, our faves. And then, yes, there is a lot to be said about safety. So we have a whole section of use this instead of that. We're going to talk about systems of the body, of the fur baby's body, because, you know, Jana and I are all about the root cause. Where does this come from? And then we're going to give you some DIYs, and I'm actually going to make a DIY for you, with you, if you have everything, just so you can see how simple and easy it is. And then we're going to talk about next steps. So Jana, tell us a little bit about the doTERRA Veterinary Board.
So doTERRA has an entire board that they have appointed just for animals and for the support of animals with essential oils. So we're not just talking, about people's personal experience, which we do have personal experience, but this is, cutting edge veterinarians. And you can see here, there's one in particular, Dr. Janet Roark, and she has really devoted a lot of her time to educating people with essential oils and pets, like all pets, from horses to chickens and birds. Okay. I even saw somebody on one of our groups that was asking about their seahorses,
Really?
which totally cracked me up. But anyway, you can use oil safely on animals. So just so you know, it's science and it's real. And so there's research behind what we're going to tell you tonight.
So part of that is learning. If you are brand new to oils, if you are brand new to doTERRA, everything that we're going to chat about is because of the quality and the purity of doTERRA essential oils. Okay, so just know that 80% of the essential oils out in the market are adulterated, which what that means is you may as well just use synthetic chemicals. Okay, you may as well, it's dangerous, it's toxic. Okay, so a lot of the things that you read and hear are because it's not pure therapeutic grade essential oils. Okay, so anything else to add to that, Jana?
Purity matters, and purity is where the power comes from. So just remember, we're going to be telling you a little bit about dosage. Pure essential oils, which doTERRA is, you only need a drop or two as a dose. So when we tell you how you can save so much money, even though we have these little bottles, you only need just a small amount to really affect your pet's health. And a little fact here, these oils do not build up in the system like drugs do, so they need to be reapplied often. And we're going to tell you about that.
We always start our classes, and this makes no difference that our four-legged friends, we need to talk about nutrition. Okay, so I will tell you that my husband rolls his eyes almost every month with the amount and the expense of what we spend on our dog food. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what dog food to buy, because literally, like, I go to a place in my neighborhood that's like boutique to get like raw food. Okay, because one of my pets has had issues with his digestive system. Just know it makes a difference. What you're feeding your dogs, look at the ingredients, try to get as pure as possible. But this was something that I learned from Dr. Roark, is that digestive enzymes are good for your pets as well. So if you are a doTERRA customer, Terrazyme has rocked your world. Like, put it in the comments. I want to hear who is taking Terrazyme for my human bodies. But no, and this is new to me when I was doing research for this class, that we can use Terrazyme for our pets. Okay, so I have the instructions here, the directions. Less than 10 pounds, you basically break open the Terrazyme capsule and you sprinkle it on their food, a third of a capsule twice a day. 10 to 20 pounds would be half a capsule, and then more than 20 would be one capsule twice a day. And Dr. Roark speaks about omegas for pets, supplementing, like all the things that we do, just like we talk about for adults. But I thought this was very interesting, using Terrazyme. So another little story. So here I am with my 3 dogs right now. I have Blue, who is the pit bull, Tinky's my Yorkie, and Josie's the new addition. She's my quarantine baby. She's a little toy pom. But I just think it's so interesting. And here's something that I want you to know about your pets. First of all, we know that they have the best smell, right? And you may even have seen this video on Facebook where they showed like a dog and how they interact with the world and how they sniff, and everything is like essential oils, like they will smell your oils. Okay, so, but here's how intuitive this is. Blue was having an upset stomach. I could hear his stomach rumble and tumble. And if you've ever had that with your dogs, I don't know, but my dog did that. I was experimenting with herbs in my garden. So I had my patio and I had some potted plants. I heard Blue's tummy sounding all weird. I let him out. He sniffs, 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 sniffs. You know, when their stomach doesn't feel right, they eat grass. Well, Blue actually went to my peppermints in the garden. You guys, he was eating the peppermints and I was like, oh my word. Intuitively, he knew peppermint was going to make his tummy feel better. Of course, I got it on video because I was like, oh my gosh, I have to put this on Instagram because that's what we do to make things real, right? But I was, I was like, okay, they have a gut instinct. They know if they don't feel good, they look for whatever is outside to eat to make their stomach work so that they feel better. He went for the peppermint in my garden. Okay, so they know, and part of what we're going to teach you and be intuitive with this is let them tell you what they want with their oils because of their keen sense of smell. So here they have 10 to 100,000 times better smell than we do. They have 300 million olfactory receptors in their nose. Okay, so let's start. Jana, I had to put this in here because this is busting myths. And here's a pit bull. And let me tell you a myth about pit bulls. These are the biggest babies. And I have one. So I thought this was like the perfect dog to represent busting myths. So let's start, Jana, with the first myth that we hear out in the interweb.
So in the net, you on the World Wide Web, you will see all the time diffusing essential oils around pets is toxic. Okay. You hear it all the time and people say, oh, I love my oils, but I have to keep it away from my dog or my cat or whatever. No, the truth is essential oils, a highly concentrated aromatic compound distilled from a plant. Okay. Because of this, essential oils are very potent, but pets have millions more olfactory receptors than humans do, which was Nikki was just saying, which doesn't make them sensitive. They are sensitive to strong smells. But the truth is, diffusing around pets is an excellent way to benefit them on a regular basis. So because of this heightened olfactory system, they have even a better, response physically to essential oils. So it's best to use a water-based diffuser. There's a certain kind of diffuser, they're really hard to find, so you probably don't have one, and it just shoots out the oil, and it's something they use in like hospitals and things with doTERRA. But a water-based diffuser, you put water in and then a few drops of oil. Allow the pet to option, always keep a door open so that if they don't like the smell, they can leave. Okay, and only use 1 to 3 drops of oils at a time in the diffuser. And diffusing lavender has been shown scientifically to provide calming effects for pet in animal shelters. But we know that lavender and all of the calming oils, we'll be talking more about different calming oils, really, really do have an awesome effect on the mood. I have so many of you, if there's anything you use to help your pet get to sleep, go ahead and type it in the chat and say, this is what I use on my pet to calm or sleep, so that everybody can benefit. So that's myth bust number 1. Wow, this is a really dumb myth, because if you have an animal, you're going to know they love the oils and like to lick the oils off of you, and they love it. So this is never pet your dog or cat. And also you could put your horse on here after using oils. But the truth is, petting is actually a great way to apply the oils topically. So you can put them along the spine, on the ear tips. These are common applications. Okay. But here's the issue behind the myth. After using things like peppermint or deep blue, the oil smell can linger on your hands, and just don't ever touch their eyes or their nose or the inside of their ears with your hands. Go wash your hands. Just literally eyes, ears, and nose, eyes, ears, and mouth, like inside, right? Essential oils are volatile, which means they dissipate into the air rapidly. They absorb into the skin quickly. This means they won't stick around for long. And if you're worried though, wash your hands before you pet your before you pet your pet. But a lot of times if you have like oils, you put like lotion with oils on your legs, they'll come up and lick your legs. They love the oils. You're gonna go, Nikki, or you want me to keep going?
So here's another myth. Using oils around pets can cause liver or kidney damage. So here's the thing. We spoke about purity. Okay. Certain oils can be used to support the body. And we're going to talk about systems of the body and how oils can support that. Many of these accusations come from the fact that liver and kidney failure are common in pets, regardless of essential oil use. Many times a reason why these things happen is because the oil's implicated falsely. So basically it was like a cat or a dog was already sick. They happened to coincidentally using oils, and then they blame the oils. Okay. But we are going to talk about use this instead of that. But just know, this is a myth. Essential oils do not cause liver or kidney damage because you are using pure.
That's it.
Pure oils. This makes a difference. And here's the thing, you guys. I've heard so much concern around, using essential oils on your pets, but I also would question, before stepping into the essential world and detoxifying your home, a lot of the chemicals that you have been using on your floors, washing, in your environment are just as toxic as more toxic than using essential oils. Like, we always forget that. Like, we forget about the fact that they're on the floor, they pores on the floor, and what you're cleaning your floors with, right? Like, that's toxic. That's even more toxic. That's chemicals. So number 4 is insert oil name here is harmful to cats. This is from Dr. Janet Rourke. She's like, I've heard it all. Citrus oils are toxic. Pine oils are toxic. Even lavender can be toxic. You name it. The truth is there's no science or basis for these claims. Ultimately, you will hear many things from many people about cats and oils. Here's her take. Cats lack a liver enzyme that is important for metabolizing certain things. So it really isn't a bad idea to use more caution, specifically with your cats, and what you're diffusing. So here's some examples. Extra caution with Melaleuca. So this is your tea tree oil. This is for cats. Birch, wintergreen, spearmint, and peppermint, as well as your hot oils like oregano and thyme. Okay, so just use caution when using these specific, and we're going to give you some alternatives for like tea tree, for wintergreen, specifically for cats.
Yeah, and then this is the worst one. If my pet gets too much oil, they will die. Well, I can tell you that in the pet world of showing pets, right? So I come from the horse show background. So did Shirley, my friend who's on here, who trains dogs. And Shirley can tell you, when you go to a horse show, when you go to a dog show, there are people selling doTERRA essential oils like everywhere, because all the pros use essential oils, so that all the show dogs would be dead if this was true. Okay, so this is extremely rare, and most adverse reactions are due to first of all, common sense. Remember when we just said a drop is a dose? But like people who had let their dog eat entire chocolate cake when nobody was looking. So do we not have chocolate cake in our house because it can kill a dog? No, we're just careful with that, right? So if there's any skin irritation, but when I tell you, one of the things we use on dogs most for their skin irritation are essential oils. So if you see that your dog isn't doing well with an oil, just don't use it again. If your pet shows signs of distress, drooling, squinting, rubbing their face, vocalization, shaking, vomiting, or diarrhea, of course, you would seek a vet. But like this, I feel like this is scaring you guys. If you use just common sense and the things that we're telling you, you should never have a problem. So here we go. So we're going to talk about introducing oils to your dogs. And I'm going to talk a little bit about horses too, just a little bit. But introduction is helpful because dogs have a very strong sense of smell, which we keep reiterating. And, most animals do. So the first thing you do is unscrew the cap and leave the cap on the bottle. So you would just unscrew it, right? And so they can already smell it. You can hold it out to your dog and then invite them to come, right? And this is one of the things that we do with horses. So you take 2 oils and you hold them in your hand, right? And you hold your hands far apart from each other and you let them smell one. And if you're used to horses, you know that they love to just come up and cautiously smell everything anyway. And then you introduce the other one, right? And you put your arms out wide, and then whichever one they go to is probably the one that they need, or they, like I have 2 calming oils or 2 oils for infection or whatever. If they turn away, sneeze, or rub their nose or put their face on the floor, you might need to dilute or not use that one. Okay. So here's something, this is called self-selection. All right. Just what I talked about. So introduce the oil initially with the cap on. And then if you feel a positive result, be observant. And if you feel that they're yes or no, then you can take the cap off and then you can apply the oil. Okay. But observe your pet's behavior for the first 20 minutes or so the first time you're diffusing a new oil. We're going to tell you some great recipes for different pests. So you're going to love those. And we recommend doing this with all those type of things. So go ahead, Nikki.
So using your oils aromatically around your home and with your pets. Okay. So you can spray into the air, right? So you're getting that water, like in any of your little spritzers or your room sprays that you use. Put a drop on your hands and allow the animal to inhale, just like we do the cup and inhale method for a human. On a cloth, cotton ball, or tissue near the animal or on the bedding, which I've actually done this for, like, if you have a dog. Okay, so here's something for the chat box. I want to hear if anybody, their dog does not like storms or thunder, because I hear this a lot. And then the second one is fireworks, like 4th of July and New Year's Eve. Okay, whose pet is like so anxious, so scared, barking to the sound of the fireworks, I cannot be calm. So here's what you would do. You would put your diffuser on, use your oils aromatically, keep the door open. I have a very open floor plan. I have a diffuser in my office, my kitchen, and in the lounge. I'll sometimes diffuse all 3 at the same time. Guess what? My dogs sit right at me in my office. But if it feels like it's too much, they'll walk away and you'll lie over there where it's not right by the diffuser. But using your oils aromatically especially for, just like adults, aromatherapy, calm. I don't know of many furry mamas who want to excite or energize their dogs, but maybe you'd want to do a little wild orange. I don't know, like maybe if your dog's older, like I have my pit bull's getting older and he has some heart issues, like, maybe in the morning some wild orange would be good, like to give him a little pep in his step, right, when I'm taking him out to go potty. So aromatic, that would be, their bedding or the diffuser. Hot water, steam, 1 to 2 drops of essential oil in hot water, a humidifier, an air filter. Again, self-selection. If the diffuser is going and Tinky or Blue walk away, it means they've had enough. So here it says great for behavior management, emotional well-being, gentle and consistent dosing, especially when we're looking at respiratory health, just like with humans, and to clean the air. And here's the thing. Okay, I have had people say this to me, and if you have dogs, the worst thing you ever want, and actually I'm going to unshare my screen for this because I feel like if you have pets and you have people over, you never want your home to smell like pets. You don't ever want your home to smell like dog. Okay.
I was just about to talk about that. I was literally, it was on the edge of my seat to talking about the room, the carpet deodorizer, right?
Go ahead, Jana, because honestly, I mean, the worst thing you can have is have pets and have people walk in and be like, oh my gosh, does she have pets? Like,
yes. So one of the greatest things about the doTERRA Life is that we have non-toxic cleaners that are not harmful to your pets. So you can mop your floors with our On Guard cleaner. That's totally, if they drank it, it wouldn't hurt them, right? So one of the things that is so easy to do, all our DIYs are using things you already have in your home. So get some baking soda, put it in a mason jar, punch some holes in the top of the jar to make it like a sprinkle. And the thing is, you just take baking soda, put 10 or 20 drops of your favorite oil in there, shake it up, let it sit overnight or for a couple hours, and then sprinkle your carpet before you vacuum. Totally won't hurt your dog, right? If it happens to sniff around the baking soda. And then you just vacuum, and you can, if you have a Dyson like I do, you can even take the thing out and put oils on the little filter, and that is another aromatherapy. So your house will smell good, your dogs and cats will love it. We're even going to give you a recipe for your litter box, for your kitty litter box too. So I'm telling you, that's one of the great things about essential oils. There's so many uses.
So let's talk about topical use. I cannot stress enough dilution. Okay. And if you were just like you are all furry mamas, I would say the exact same thing to my mamas of new babies. Okay. You have to look at weight. So animals are small, so they process the oils very quickly. So we have to dilute. Okay. So when you're using them topically, which like Jana was saying, like, what are your options? Up and down the spine. Actually doing it against the hair so that the oils get onto the skin, the tips of their ears. So here's dilution ratio. Okay, dogs and large animals, 1 to 4 drops to 100 drops of fractionated coconut oil. If you have a toy breed or cats, 1/2 to 1 drop of essential oils to 100 drops of fractionated coconut oil. So 0.5%. Pocket pets and then large birds. I mean, here's the thing, just like with babies, we say start with as little as you need. A drop is a dose. And then always better to be more consistent with application than too much at one time. So consistency is way better than quantity.
Yeah.
So always think multiple uses, dilute more frequently than a heavy dose at one time. So here we talk about ear tipping again. Apply directly to the area of interest. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to this slide because I want to show you Tamer. So this was actually an oil, and I don't have mine here, where this was the weirdest thing, but all my dogs had like the stomach, like a little stomach virus. Like Blue started with this weird stomach thing, and the next minute Josie got it, my little toy pom. So I pulled out my Tamer and used that on her belly because it's already diluted. Okay, so remember the touch lines are diluted, probably a little bit stronger as far as dosage. You know, she did fine with Tamer. And actually when I put it on her belly and I held the oil to her nose, like she started licking it. Okay, so that was that was that self-selection, like, oh, she likes it. Oh, it's good. And then I rubbed it on her tummy. So when you're looking at dilution, yes, we have some pre-diluted, or if you want to make your own, here is some ratios of how to do it, but it's great for skin. So this is why you would use topical: skin, pain management, immune support, bug deterrent. And then you guys, I thought this was like a lot, but I found this online. Dog reflexology.
Hey!
I don't know if any of my dogs would be patient enough for me to like figure this out, but I thought I would put this in here because maybe you have like a really laid back dog, like your breed is kind of like, you know, you could do a little reflexology. What do you think, Jana?
Hey, I mean, go for it. If you've got a dog that likes to sit in your lap and you know how to do this, it's very simple. Basically with reflexology, you just push in the spots where you see, you just gently push like and pulse. And this was something that'll make them relax, depending on which area too. So this is great. Yeah, be your own little doggy chiropractor. So the topical applications, I think that we, you know, along the spine, you can massage it on them. The reflexology points between the back paw pads, ear tipping again, and put it in your pet shampoo. And let me tell you, the oils really work well with a hot or a cold compress. And you can put it in a roller bottle or a spray bottle, and then spray a little diluted oil onto their brush before you groom them and make them smell really good. It'd be really healthy for their coat. If you have a dog that has trouble with hair growth in a certain, we have a hair growth serum. And it's just really some great tips here.
Let me, there you go. Okay, so let's, Jana, talk about internal, and I'm going to go and get my little trick that I have that I've used with blue. So,
Okay.
oh,
So internally, so first of all, let me just give a little caveat here. These are the 3 ways to use: aromatically, topically, and internally. Now, you do not go to TJ Maxx or see frankincense at TJ Maxx or oils at a health food store and think that you can use those internally. Only doTERRA can be used internally, and here's how we use them. Oils, there are on the label of the doTERRA oils, it will say for internal use or not for internal use. So just read the label. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it in a capsule. You can put a couple drops in an empty capsule. That's how we use our plant-based, our essential oils for medicine, with doTERRA oils. You can mix it with wet food, which works better than the dry because they will sniff out the dry, right? Place a drop on your finger and wait till it's almost dry and rub the residue on their gums. Also great for oral health. A drop of essential oil per 2 cups of drinking water. Okay, this is not recommended for cats, but like a drop of spearmint or a drop is great in their water to help with their bad breath. Okay, and then a drop of essential oil for cats, you can put it on topically, and it will reserve a topical application will result in internal application of the oil. So the normal grooming practice of the cats, if you put it on their legs or whatever, their paws where they lick anyway, they will internalize it themselves when they lick it off, and they love it. Okay, so that's the way you do it with cats.
okay, so here I'm going to show you my little trick because I've done this with blue. Because let me tell you, like, he could smell these oils a mile away. Okay, so here we have the veggie cap, right? Just like Jana said. So basically, you open the veggie cap, you pour, 2 drops of copaiba or Frank, whatever you're working on. You guys, okay, oh, this is the best. Let me, this is my, I had to do this for blue because he would sniff, he would not let me stick that veggie cap down his throat. Okay, I don't know if you've ever tried to stick capsules down a dog's throat, but these things are like a lifesaver. Okay, so there's these little pill pockets, and you basically, okay, here's the other thing is make sure when you're making this little veggie cap that you have your glasses on. Okay. Because you don't want to get the essential oil like all on the outside and then stick it in here, because one time I made a veggie cap for blue with peppermint. I know I keep telling about his issues with his stomach, but let me tell you, he had issues with his stomach because he tore his ACL. Okay, and he had this major surgery and it messed up antibiotics and everything, so his gut health was like terrible. So I had to make these capsules for him. Well, the one time I made this little capsule and that little bugger bit it and the peppermint like shot out. I mean, he was like, it was like I was brushing his teeth. He started like, so anyway, you've got to figure out a way to like make sure that they don't bite on these little veggie caps when you're making it for them. So get the little capsules.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the top 10 oils for dogs.
This is a really good one. So the top 10 oils for dogs. These are some fantastic oils that have amazing benefits for you as well. Okay. So first of all, lavender, which is one that we really, really love. It was on BOGO a couple days ago, and it promotes relaxation, and it's great for all things skin. So now lavender, when I think of lavender and some of these calming oils, if anything flares up, whether it be their temper or their personality or anger or even skin flare-ups, lavender calms. It calms their blood pressure. It all things calm. Number 2, copaiba is similar to frankincense. So let's talk about these both in the same way. Even though a different chemical structure, they really support every system in the body. It's kind of like a one size fits all. If in doubt, use frankincense or copaiba. Okay. Green mandarin helps ease anxious feelings and promotes relaxation. It's also great in their water because it kind of cleanses their cells. So it's really, really good at the cellular level to keep them healthy. It's anti-inflammatory, as is frankincense and copaiba. Myrrh is another one that's so good for the skin. So putting that in their food or, it soothes the skin, but if you take that internally, it even helps their coat. So it's a powerful cleansing agent for their mouth and throat. So if they have oral issues or teeth or gum problems, wiping that myrrh or with a swab inside their mouth is really, really good. Now, TerraShield, it naturally repels insects. So you can do a DIY flea collar, and we're going to give you that recipe. Peppermint repels insects. It's great for digestive support on their belly. Okay. Helps relieve itching. And we're going to give you something for that too, as a DIY. Juniper berry supports healthy kidneys and urinary tract. So find out where their kidneys are. Don't ask me. Look online and put it over their kidneys, or put that in their water or diffuse it. Then we already talked about frankincense. The digestive blend reduces gas, bloating, and occasional indigestion, and it's great for road trips. I helped one of my friends, Dawn. I helped her save the life of this dog she thought was dead with digestion. She thought it was dead. She calls me crying. I found this little dog, and I think it's dead. I don't know if it's alive or not. And I'm like, well, she's like, it's acting so weird. What should I do? And I said, go put some digestion on its belly. And I don't even know why I told her that, but it literally, she put it in a little box. She took a video of it. And as soon as she did that, it peed and it threw up a little bit. Then it stood up and she had a little dish of milk for it and it drank the milk. Well, that is like her favorite dog now. It's named Seraph because it's a little angel. She felt like came from heaven out of a parking lot underneath the car, and she saved it. And it's digestion really was key to helping that dog heal. And then 10, helichrysum promotes energy and vitality, and it's great for the skin. This is so good, Nikki. Thanks for putting this together. Why don't you talk about this?
So I have like 3 images, and then I've put the words just for you to take a screenshot or make sure that you have this. So use this instead of that. Instead of wintergreen, you would use copaiba, aromatouch, or frankincense. Okay, now remember, your deep blue has wintergreen, right? So some of the blends, just be mindful, especially extra cautious. Now it's not as strong in the blend, but for sure, options would be copaiba, frank, and aromatouch. Instead of cassia, use oregano, thyme, and on guard. Now remember, those 3 oils are hot oils. So just as when you use them on you, must heavily dilute. Okay. Instead of tea tree, use arbor vitae, cedarwood, or geranium. So these are just some suggestions for safety.
Yeah.
Now, systems of the body. We always want to go to the root cause whenever we're working on the outside or a symptom. Yeah. So this was put together by doTERRA. Again, they talk about diluting 1 to 2% prior to application. Fractionated coconut oil is amazing as a carrier, but you can use others. Cardiovascular support. And I mean, this is similar. This is like what we would use for our human bodies. Okay. So this is the same, you guys.
And I love the fact about this, Nikki, that instead of like worrying about like diagnosis, if you don't have a diagnosis yet, and you know that your dog, you can tell, is your dog having respiratory, problems. You can tell if it's having a digestive issue or something with their liver, endocrine support, like immune, if they're getting a virus. So their skin, right, with the integumentary support. These things. You might not know exactly what's wrong with them. So I love the fact that this right here shows us an oil that we can use, so we don't have to have the exact diagnosis, but we just know they're having trouble breathing, right, until we get them to a vet. And then once you get the vet's report, you can actually zone in on what would work best. That's why I love this. You can address the system of the body and get to the root of it.
And this is just some images, same thing for cardiovascular, copaiba, helichrysum, cypress, marjoram. nervous system, turmeric, sandalwood, copaiba. You see, you guys, copaiba comes up so much. Copaiba and your frank, just like Jana was saying, your helichrysum balance. So let's have some fun and talk about DIYs, because if you are Martha Stewart, putting on your Martha Stewart apron, which I always say, like, yes, there's a season for DIYs, but when it comes to your pets, like, here are some really great ones. So we had to start off with the little kitty cat, which you guys, I cannot have a cat because my mom was always allergic, but I always wanted a cat. So for you mamas of cats, here is a no odor kitty litter. Okay, 25 drops of Purify, 4 cups baking soda. Combine in a large bowl, sprinkle 2 tablespoons into kitty litter when cleaning box daily. And here's the oils that you would put in there: eucalyptus, lemon, and water. I know.
Wait.
Maybe I missed a heading.
Yeah, I think so. So you guys, the baking soda thing for the kitty litter is the same thing basically you would use on your carpet as a carpet deodorizer. So many of these things can be used for multiple things. Nikki, that's a cat, a scratch. If you don't want your cat to scratch something, this is a anti-scratch blend. So you use 10 drops of eucalyptus and 10 drops of lemon in a cup of water, and you make it into put it in a spray bottle, shake it up, and you spray it on the areas you don't want your cat to scratch. So it's an anti-scratch blend for cats.
Tell us about the flea collar repellent.
So you take a 1/4 cup of rubbing alcohol and 4 garlic capsules. Wow, right? And then you drop, this will counteract the smell because these oils smell great. You put a drop each of cedarwood, lavender, lemon, and thyme, and then you mix all those ingredients in a bowl and you soak your pet collar for 30 minutes. Then you lay it out to dry before you put it on, and you repeat this once or twice a month for a non-toxic flea collar repellent.
So I've made this pet shampoo for my dogs. So here's the thing: you use 1 cup water, 1 tablespoon Castile soap. I did not have the vitamin E, but I think they would be great for their skin. So I think that's a nice addition. 3 drops of
even use the
peppermint.
Coconut oil. You could use
You
that.
could use, actually, you know what? I think that's what I may have done, Jana.
Yeah.
You know, because great minds think alike. I'm sure I thought that in that moment. Just like, yeah, I'm going to use my fractionated coconut oil. And then 3 drops peppermint, Roman chamomile, 2 drops Purify. Actually, you know what? I mean, you could use your lavender. I think I may have used lavender instead of Roman chamomile. Like or any of those top 10 oils that smell amazing. Place the ingredients in a glass jar and then you mix. You do not need a lot of this, okay? Like it's not as foamy as what you normally would anticipate from like your dog shampoos. Just like really good hair shampoo does not foam as much if you've ever tried to make your own shampoo, but it is so good for their skin and it's great because it's clean. Okay, so this I have made and it was amazing.
And if you don't want to rinse it all the way out, like if your dog is like mine and really hard to rinse because there's a big shaggy coat and a big crazy wild dog, if you don't rinse it all out because it has all those oils in it, it's fine. And actually it's kind of better because it really keeps the bugs off too. So it's almost like leave-in conditioner.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, rinse a little bit, but you don't get it all. It's not that big a deal.
And then here's an anxiety spray, like for those storms or 4th of July, New Year's Eve, or I don't know, maybe you just have an anxious dog. I have a friend that she cannot walk her dog because every time I see other dogs, he just barks and barks and barks. Like she's like, I just can't take him outside, you know. So sometimes dogs, and actually Blue was from a rescue. So sometimes I think like if any of you have rescue dogs, they tend to sometimes have some anxiety. Like I feel like it's, I don't know, they just don't forget the abuse. So here would be a great spray, 4-ounce spray bottle with lavender, cedarwood, vetiver, and frankincense. And then you shake and you would spray the air, right? Or even their bedding. You can spray their bedding. I'm going to show you guys. So this will be in the slide that you get, the email. But this is a spray that I have also made for my dogs. It's great for their skin. Okay, so I got this colloidal silver on Amazon. Okay, so it's great because it's antibacterial. It's very good for skin. So you mix a 1-ounce spray bottle, your colloidal silver, and then the oils of frank, myrrh, and lavender. And here's my little tip about myrrh. So I have everything here because I mean, if you guys want me to make it like in front of you, I can, but this is super easy for you to make. But here's my tip. Myrrh, like this is so sticky to come out, you guys. So put this under hot water, and especially for the cap so that it drips out. Okay, so that's my hot tip for making this spray, because honestly, you can sit for a couple of minutes waiting for this myrrh to drop out of the office if you've ever used myrrh. But yeah, so this is
I can give a tip. If your myrrh is thick or your rose, put it in your bra.
heat it up.
Warm it up, baby.
So yeah, I mean, even though this is for pet skin, so when would you use this? Right now in Orlando, we have pollen like crazy. Okay, you may notice that when there's a lot of allergies, even for your dogs, they may lick their paw more often, like something is aggravating them. So this would be great for itchy allergies for your pets. Spray directly on their skin. If they have any hot spots, you know, this would be great. Or you could even use this for anxiety because it has frankincense and lavender, which is calming. So I thought this was a very all-purpose DIY.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, Janet, do you want to just go over this briefly?
Yeah, this is just basically reiterating everything we said. So be careful if they're pregnant, nursing, young, elderly, or on medication. If they have a bleeding disorder, obviously there's oils that you need to be careful with their blood. If they're prone to epileptic seizures, avoid these oils. And you're going to get all of this in an email. Animals that are pregnant, there are oils to avoid. And this is similar to a human, right? If they're lactating, avoid peppermint because it reduces milk supply in some people and in some animals. Essential. And then we also have oils that will increase the milk supply too. So avoid these on this species: cats, basil, citrus, cinnamon, clove, dill, fennel, tea tree, oregano, peppermint, thyme, rosemary, spearmint, and wintergreen. Okay, so basically they're really mint oils, some of the hot oils. Okay. Dogs, there are just a few. Birch, which is almost impossible to get anyway, so don't worry about that. Tea tree, which is very common, but nobody diffuses tea tree. I've never diffused tea tree in my life, and I've never diffused wintergreen. Okay, so these are not oils. Now, wintergreen is in our deep blue rub, so that's the only thing that's different, but it's not in it. It's not, but it's diluted. Okay, now small pocket pets. Okay. There are some hot oils. Birds, use caution all around birds. Okay, so kind of test it out before you get it around birds. And then large animals are sensitive. Even horses are, sensitive to some of the really hot oils. Even though horses are really big, they love oils like frankincense, helichrysum, lavender, lemon, but they also love melaleuca because it's really good for infections. And then horses are a little bit different. But it's great for flies and mosquitoes and bots on horses, great for cool down mist, great for fleas and ticks, great for sore muscles and chronic health conditions, wound care, and even performance horses. You can use it for emotional balance and calming them down, nervousness, anxiety when they're getting ready to perform. So yeah, that's some good stuff. You want to talk about birds?
I didn't have a bird, but I just included this because I have had customers ask me about their birds. So anyway, for you bird mamas, here is a little essential oils for birds. Grinding blend, which that is your balance, you guys. So I'll put balance here. Is a great option to put on their feet or perch of birds that are anxious. You can diffuse. Anyway, if you have any bird mamas, this is a slide for you. So let's just talk about, we're going to wrap up now. I have included, there's an ebook, Essential Oils and Safety for Pets by Janet Rourke. So here is a website. that you can fill out your name, and she kind of goes over a lot of what we spoke about, but there's a little bit of extra. She's an amazing resource. She has a book that you can find on Oil Life. She has a Facebook group where she actually offers advice. It's a paid group, but she is an amazing resource, like for specific conditions or issues with your pet. So I wanted to make sure that I included that. For those of you that are customers already with doTERRA, I always talk about the Loyalty Rewards program as your wellness box, where you are living on purpose with intention in your health and wellness. Okay, so being proactive every single month, looking around and seeing what you need, what's going on with your family, what have I been using more of, like Hello On Guard right now, right? Every month when you're ordering, space an ad, be intentional, and maximize this program. Why? Because you get points. So think about this like a frequent flyer program. Every time you spend money, you get points. What do you do with your points? You redeem them for free oils. So months 1 through 3, you get 10% back. Months 4 through 6, it's 15. After 1 year on the Loyalty Rewards program, you are at 30% back. If you are at 30% back on LRP, I want you to put Rockstar in the chat box, okay? Because you're a Rockstar, which means that you're getting 55% off the retail price of doTERRA. I want you guys to save money. We want you to get the best value and maximize your doTERRA membership. Honestly, I get the most questions about this, and it is the best way to order with doTERRA. We will help you with monthly protocols, but you order what you want when you want. Okay, I have never ordered the same thing twice. I customize this. So LRP, a great kit for LRP would be Aroma Touch. So I put on here your furry mamas. You would use On Guard, Tea Tree, and Deep Blue. But the rest of these oils, your balance, your lavender, your peppermint, all amazing for your pets. Jenna, tell us about for our newbies.
Yeah, so if you're brand new and somebody invited you here, then you need to text them because they're going to send you this link and you can join tonight. And actually, they can even send you an extra and you can get peace and balance. So we have a BOGO today. So let me tell you about this kit. This kit has the top 10 oils. It has an oil called Adaptive. That's fantastic for anxiety for us humans and for we humans and all our pets. Lavender, Balance, Copaiba, Peppermint, Digestin, all the ones that we talked about, plus Breathe Oil for respiratory issues, lemon to put in their water, and then the Deep Blue for us, right? And then On Guard for immune support. So you get a diffuser with this as well for $249. This is an amazing kit to start with, and these are the large bottles. So this is a great kit. So text whoever sent you to this class right now and say, hey, give me my link for my Healthy Essentials kit or my big bottle kit with diffuser, and they'll send you a link and you can just sign up right now.
Okay, so we are going to switch it to gallery view so we can all see all 33 of you on the call. And first I want to see my rock stars, Amber, Adela, Brandy, Jana. I know we're totally all in rock stars. We're going to open it for Q&A. If we have any questions for our show mamas that like train dogs, we can ask them too, but I'm going to stop the recording. So hold on.
Yay. Thank you everybody for coming tonight. And listen, we're going to do a giveaway in just a minute. We're going to do a few minutes of Q&A, and then we're going to do a giveaway for, let's see, what are we going to say? The oldest